Okay, so let's talk about navigating CourseDen. First of all, I want to call your attention to the link to CourseDen, and this is the way I recommend that everybody logs in. I know that from experience, from hanging around a lot of you guys in the past, that a lot of you go through My UWG to get into CourseDen, but that's generally not recommended because doing that often makes it so that your CourseDen login times out after a certain period of time, and that becomes a problem if you're taking a quiz or doing other things. It's generally best to go to wesca.view.usg.edu. So with that in mind, I'm actually going to log out and log back in. You see, so you can see up here, I'm going to delete this piece. I'm at that link, wesca.view.usg.edu, and if, once you've typed it in once or twice in your browser, it remembers it, and you can easily come straight to the login screen to log into your CourseDen. Okay. I have a couple of roles at the university. I'm not only an instructor, I'm also a student, so I'm in my student view, but occasionally a few things on my screen may look a little different from yours because of my multiple roles. Here on the left are, when you come to your home page of the course, on the left you're going to see messages that come from UWG Online usually. These are not messages from your instructors. These are often helpful messages about problems that are happening or information about how to get help. I highly recommend that you just glance at those occasionally. Down here you'll find your calendar, and as your instructors populate those calendars, you should have everything here in one place probably. I can't guarantee that, but that's probably what's going to happen. And up here you've got your different kinds of messaging. Email's one of them. That's probably a more important way to, probably a good way to contact people, me or someone else. And this right here, I think it'll have like a little red sort of icon, a red splash of color on it when you have a news item on in one of your courses that maybe an instructor has posted some new information. So just like the home page has a news feed here from the university level, inside of each class you'll also have a news feed from your instructor, and I believe that this will have a little splash of color when there's a new item that you haven't seen. I haven't used subscription alerts. You're welcome to learn all about that somewhere. I don't know where you learn about that, but there's probably information all over the place. Your profile is a great place to go in and put your picture and tell us some things about yourself. Notifications is kind of a cool tool. If you go in here, you can give D2L. By the way, CourseDen is also sometimes called D2L or Desire to Learn, because Desire to Learn is the learning management system that we're using. But if you go into notifications, which I'll click now, you can actually give it your cell phone number, and anytime you have you can tell what kinds of items you want to be notified about changes in. So like for me, I get a notification on my cell phone anytime there's a new message posted in a course inside of CourseDen. And I think that that's I really like that. And because in my class, in Huett's classes, I use the news feed to post announcements, you might find that handy. That you'll get an instant text message instead of having to wait till you log in later on today or something like that. So I recommend that you do that. Also, make sure you poke around here under resources. There's faculty guides, online student guides, help. If you're like, okay, I don't know how to do anything in here. I don't know how to use the Dropbox. I don't know how to, send an email message. You can go to tutorials and click CourseDen D2L. Okay, so that's really actually kind of lame where it's taking you. Actually, that wasn't a very kind thing of me to say. What you need is always right around the corner. Let me go back there where it pointed you. Basically, you want to get to UWG Online, and if you click on this UWG Online link, okay, then if you click students and faculty and student help, right here is a bunch of tutorials that will help you with various aspects of CourseDen. I also call your attention to these inside of our course later, so you can remember this now or you can remember it later, but each of these has tutorials like how to use the Dropbox, how to send an email message, how to do grades, and how to check your grades. It would be worth your time to check all of that out here in the very beginning of the semester if you've never used these things before. Over here on the right, you should see things, little notifications about various things going on in your classes. I'm not currently signed up for a class in CourseDen this semester, but I'm going to go ahead and go into a class from last fall. So this is what a course may look like. You have a news feed again, like I said, on the left. That's the instructor-specific news feed. This particular instructor did not use the news feed very often. And there will be a calendar for the course. And anytime that there's assignments coming up that are due, those should probably appear here. They may also appear on your homepage of CourseDen. The main areas of the course we'll talk about in a little bit, but how do you get out of a course? How do you get out? You can go back to My Home here. You may also be able to click this drop down here and navigate this way. You can also, in this drop down navigation, you should be able to pin the courses that are your favorites. I found that the pinning actually didn't work earlier today. I'd pinned these two courses, but in Mozilla Firefox it did not know that, and I had to re-find them. But anyway, you can click My Home. That takes you back to your home page. That may let you navigate to the courses over here on the right, or you may do the drop down and select a course that way, and that's how you can move between courses. But My Home takes you to your main page. Select a course takes you deep, within each course, or they may be appearing on this right hand side. For me, I don't think they are, since here's the one from fall. Here are my two fall classes, and for you should see spring 2014. So I think I've spoken enough. I've kind of shown you how you log in and how you move around inside of CourseDen. In a later video, I'm going to actually go inside of a course and I'm going to show you the major areas getting around, navigating inside of one of Huett's courses. Like, what are the areas of interest in my course? Because that's probably what you want to know. In any online class, you're going to want to know how's that professor's class designed? Because, for example, this class right here, Leadership for Diversity, that I took in the fall, I've never taken a course designed like this before, and it took a good month or maybe 2 weeks to actually become accustomed to the way in which the course sort of flowed. It was like completely done on discussion boards. Well, I don't do that in my class. You have a few discussion boards, but you go in other places as well, and you submit work through various quizzes, discussion boards, and Dropboxes. So in this class, we did mostly discussion boards. It was very new for me, and so you have to kind of figure out, okay, what is that instructor, what is their sort of course design like, because everybody's got it a little bit different. So that's what I'll give you in the next video, is some tips and tricks about the things you want to pay attention to in my course.